Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Song. And today we are looking at Where the Scars. So I would say this is probably the um, chillest song um, in terms of like compositions and sound wise. Like it's fairly gentle. I'd say it's probably like the poppiest song that I ever made. But it's definitely one of the most crucial track um, when it comes to the theme and the story of this album. Um, so yeah, it's all started with um, me asking a friend, Arena, who's also featured in the song, to record me some random sounds, tidbits of stuff here and there, and just send me like a bunch of sound. And then at the beginning, I was just like, I want to make a song based on this, just to challenge myself to create something that is, um, like not technically like in a box in terms of like sound and synth and bass and all this kind of stuff. So I tried to create a song more or less based on exactly what she sent me. Um, of course, in the end, like I add more things because like it sounds a bit lacking in terms of depth because a lot of these are just like sample of things um but yeah, let me just walk you through where did we start. um let's go with the synth first. The thing, let's see. Okay, just zoom in. So here's the synth. Oh, wait, let me just turn on my. All right, it's not. And also let me boost the volume a bit. So 2, 3 maybe. Let's do like. So as you can hear from here, so this thing, uh, it's not like an organ, but it's not an organ, and that's why you see here like on the file, it's organ-like, because this is her voice. She sang some line or gave me some. I don't remember exactly what it was, but like there was like a note, and so I chop out and then I resample it and turn it into this organ. It sounds like an organ. I really like it. Um, but of course, it when you put it in the context of everything, like it lacks a bit. Okay, so if I play everything without this is like an actual organ. If I play it without this thing, or everything without it. You like to sing that a thread is brittle, that breaks before it bends. Right, it lacks a bit of that depth. Like the sound is there, but it's not filling up the space. I feel like in a different context, it would work just fine. It's for me, I do like when things sounds a bit more like fill out. There's a lot of sounds going on. It's like almost like a wall of sound sort of thing. And so I just love that. And all kind of music that I listen to or albums are really like usually tends to go towards like this like gigantic wall of just like a lot of instrumentations going on. Like things like Periphery or David Townsend. Um, so yeah, when I play around with this, like at first I wanted to just like keep it to the sample only, but then I realized it doesn't hit as hard, so I end up just adding this other organ underneath so that they can support each other. Right, because with the only the real organ, you have a bit of the death, you have a bit of that low end, but it doesn't have that like stabby sort of bright sound that the other one is giving. So they go well together. So that's why I do it. And then down here we have this, which is I think the same. It's the same sound and the same sample. It's just like very pitched, very low, and then I just make it sound something like a low note. Just basically just following the roots. So that is the keyboard, the beginning. Then we have some drums up here. So the drums are pretty fun. These are also, most of them are her vocals or just like random sound that she sent me. I don't remember exactly which part of the sample that I use. So I have here like the kick process. Right, it's from something. I don't remember exactly. It's just like I process so that it sounds like a kick drum. And then I layer it with this extra kick for a bit of that like oomph in the low end, because this one it's lacking a bit of that. Like it sounds a bit boxy. Let's see if I have any, just a EQ and a compressor on it, nothing too crazy. And this one. So yeah, when you add the other kick drum, it's got a bit of that oomph. And then we have almost snare. So this is a sample, and then this one is another snare that I made from the stuff that she sent me. Right, so that's why I say it's either a snap or a clap or a snare. At the time, I'm not sure exactly how I want it to sound, so like I'm just go with that. And then we have this ghost note. So that when you layer with the other snare, it just like gives a bit of a movement to it. And then you have the kick drums in it. The one that giving it the most movement is this hi-hat. No, not this hi-hat. This where's the other hi-hat? I need to find it. Oh, no, it was this hi-hat. Okay. Okay, the other hi-hat is somewhere else down the line. Here. Yeah, so like the hi-hat patterns and this ghost snare really just play off one another to create somewhat like syncopated rhythm, and they I love doing this kind of things where it's like you have the main kick snare, it's just like more like just like very straightforward, just ba, 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 ba. And then everything else in terms of like percussive elements, like they dance around a bit, creating this motion and this movement. So that's how I like to do my drums. And then it goes to, so that's like the intro, the first verse, and then it goes to the chorus. So we still have the snare going on, hi-hat, and then we have this additional hi-hat. So these are also sampled from Arena, and it was, I think, a bunch of different sound, uh, just like put together, and I throw them into like one of those splicer from FL Studio and chop up the sound. I think like this one is just like she sent me a bunch of like noises that she made with like things. I don't remember exactly what those are, but they have such nice like rhythmic sound to it, and very like percussive elements. So I chop them up, put them into the plugins, and then just play around in terms of like the placement of it, and yeah, and it became this. Was there something else? And then they have this thing, which is this is also something that I sample from her. Again, don't remember exactly what that is. I just want to make it sound like. I think like I call it a bell. I want it to sound like a bell, like a, but it does not sound like a bell. Yeah, when everything goes together, it's just like this nice little like sparkle kind of things. Yeah, and when you have it with like, yes, let me just go through the other things down here. We have the in this verse. Where is everything? This is the synth. Yeah, and then we have the bass. So in the beginning we only have the sub bass, and then go here. So we have this first. This is again also sample from her voice. These two as well. I just process them differently. I think like I have one sound, and then it just didn't have enough either bite or low end, so I work on the other one. And then I add this layered bass, which is a serum. Again, just like the organ, it just adds a bit of that like texture and this sense of a real instrument, so to speak. Because if I were to play it without this layer bass and without the actual organ, right? It's not bad. It sounds really good. It just like it feels disjointed, so to speak, like between like this particular bass tone and the other the organ sound. So I want something to kind of glue all of them together, and I think that is one of my other like go-to approach when it comes to like sound design and composition. Like I want all the sound to kind of more or less morph into one. Like they have that distinct sound and texture and everything, but I want them to exist in a sense like they are together. It's like this approach to like modern like productions, because when you look at like for example like with like modern metal and like prog metal, or like this octane kind of music where you have the bass and the guitar, they kind of glue together and to create one unified sound, right? Because if you listen to like older records, like old metal records, you have very clearly here, okay, this is the bass and this is the guitar, and they sound very like not gel. Like you hear all the pieces playing together, and I see the appeal. But for me, like I when I listen to music and I can hear that, oh yeah, every little elements are being carved, being EQ and treated in a way that they kind of like they each of them is like a piece of a bigger picture, and then when they all come together, it's like it creates this one full sound. So that's why like when I heard this, I was like, yeah, it sounds really nice, but then they sound like they're individual instruments, whereas like when you have everything else together, like it sounds more like a big piece of music. You know what I mean? And then what else do we have here? We have, this is also her voice, and I treat it so that it sounds almost like a flute. And then down here we have some, okay, these are the ambient. I don't remember which, what is this? It's either her voice also sample or some sort of plugins. And then we have down here the orchestration, which I layer some flute because the other one sound like a flute, so I want to, like, again, the same principle. Like, I want that glue, right? I want the sample thing, and then I want to get like a real or a proper synthesizer to bring everything together. So that's how we have this. And then here we have a bit of violin. There's some pizzicato. And then here we have this yeah, and that was her vocal, and I really like how it sounds. It's like dreamy, it's just very sad, and I'm just like, that's a perfect to put into this spot. Yeah. And I think like I trying to layer and then I have this flute going in the back. Yeah, it's very beautiful. I really love her voice. And then what we have down here is, and so then we have the vocal. Let me just turn back the vocal on. Okay, this is my voice. It's lagging. Okay, da. Don't die. Okay, there we go. No, that's her vocal. Where's my vocal? Somewhere up here. Yes.
You like to sing that our thread is brittle, that breaks before it bends. But darling, I'll cradle you even when my hands are too weak to hold myself together.
So I have the main vocal
You like
and the low.
You like to sing that our thread is brittle, that breaks before it bends.
And what we have here, it's again same principle with the other tracks. The vocals are already like pre-EQ and pre-compressed, so when it goes through here, I just add like additional things, some EQ to bring out the high and tame the low end a bit. Okay, so if we don't have anything on the vocal chain,
You like to sing that our thread is brittle, that breaks before.
coffee pin, I love this one. Just add the a bit of air to the vocals, some de-esser and some more EQ. And I have this thing as well, which is a parallel compressor. Yeah.
You like to sing that our thread is brittle, that breaks before it bends. But darling,
Yeah, and these are being sent from here, which again, this is like a sort of to tame the S's as well before it hits another de-esser. And then it goes through this parallel compression, which also like.
You like to sing.
Okay, it's not that much in terms of. Okay, this is the first one, and then the second one.
You like to sing that our friend.
So we got some help. hefty compressions going on. This is just for audio automations. And then we go to arena vocal.
Show me where the scars won't heal. Let me cut myself to know how it feels. Show me where the wall.
So I have an output which very little mix and very little dry. Like I just wanted a tiny bit of that. Like you can hear a bit of that like pitch.
Show me where the scars won't heal. Let me cut myself.
Very subtle. You won't hear it in the mix, but it's there to add a bit of that like support in the lower register. Then we have the deesser, some crazy EQ.
Show me where the scars won't heal.
Just to tame a voice, and again some automation. And this thing's going to an additional delay, so like I treat her vocals differently in terms of delay and reverb. Does this one also go here?
Show me where the scars won't heal. Let me cut myself.
The routing on this one is very weird. So here there's a lot of things going on. I don't know why I'm using a lot of this. It's just like when I was working on it, I was like, okay, this needs to be here, this needs to be there, and then I changed something in the mix, and then okay, now the vocals need a bit of extra stuff. Here's some EQ. The vocal writer, deesser, more EQ. And compression, some saturation.
Show me where the scars won't heal.
More deesser.
Let me cut myself.
So the reason, like when you look at the vocal chain, like I have like maybe like 4 EQ going on at the same time. For me, like I don't want to overwork one plugin. Like if I go here and say, okay, here's where I carve the vocals, right? Here's some EQ move. It sounds good. And then I move to some other part of the song, and it's okay, like this particular part, the vocals, like, okay, now I changed something, and the vocal doesn't sit as well. And then like instead of going to the pre-existing EQ that I already have, like, okay, I'm just gonna load a new EQ, and like I know that if at any point like, okay, it doesn't work very well, then I know like, okay, that because the new EQ that I put on, so I can just delete it or mute it and do it again from where I already have like the existing one. So this thing, so yeah, it's run to a lot of things. It's run to the alto boy, and it runs to the compression, this parallel compression, and then it runs to this choir effects.
Show me where the scars won't heal. Let me.
So this one is just to add a bit of like harmonics and voicing, and then run it through like this hyper chorus just to add more depth to it. And then like this one, like I don't need any of that low or like high. I just want a bit of that low end, like a mid range.
Where the scars won't heal. Let me cut myself to know how it feels. Show me where the wounds once still. Let me hold your hands, darling, won't you stop the healing? Please you paint a line.
And we go back here, we have more organ. More or less like same chord progression until like here. And we have these pigments in. There's some little. yeah, just like adding a bit, just like a build up. Um, so what we have? Let me mute the vocals again. What else do we have down here? Yeah, the bass doing a lot of that uplifting and then creating this groove. Yeah, and also from here we start to have a real drum, which is the modern and massive one. So let's go. Because like as the song progresses, it get denser and denser. So like, okay, here's more. How can I create more motion, and just to kind of like show that okay, the song is progressing, and then so here's all the new elements that to add more weight and support to the whole thing. Interesting thing down here is the okay, shut up. Yeah, these very lovely sample. Just for the ambient and the texture in the background. And these are this vocal pack that I just added them, running them through like portals, just to create like this weird glitchy effects. So probably some distortion going on. Just really nice texture. And this part right here is one of my favorite, because that is where like there's a gap in the vocals, and this little thing just can poke through. So yeah, let's hear it. It's like, that's so beautiful. And I have this one in here like even before I wrote the lyrics, so I don't even know like it would be like that. But when I wrote the lyrics, like it just fit perfectly in that particular spot. I was like, that is interesting. I love it. Yeah. So because like when you play everything without this ambient bust, like the vibe is very different. Look at the music. It's floaty, it's moving. It's not bad. I like it. But it lacks a bit of like the texture in the background, right? Because one of the things that I notice a lot with albums and bands that I like is how they carve and create, craft and create like this ambient like sounds in the background. Like they don't take away your attention. It's just ambient, just like little thing, glitchy stuff in the background, but it fill in the gaps and it create motion and movement to the song, in a way that, at least to me, like the real or like since I work or like the instruments in general, tend not to have, in the sense that like your brains are drawn to things that are more in terms of like melodic stuff, right? You want to hear harmonies, you want to hear melody, and you want to hear like the rhythm. But this thing, it's just like it solely exists in the background. It's just like floaty is moving, and it's kind of like this thing just gelling, like the intensity of everything else and the quietness of everything else, like together. It all comes together as one thing. So yeah, this ambient part is, I really like it. Then we have, let's go to the vocals.
You paint a line of crimson that left you white. Oh, darling, tell me why. Don't leave me with one last painting that I can't put on the fridge. It cuts deeper when your eyes won't meet mine.
Yeah, and then we move to this part here, the bridge. This bass. Yeah, I love this part so much. Like we had this synthesizer going on here. So we got the arp, and then it's where we're doing like this dotted eighth note to create like this contrast between like this more like straight eighth note. Some ambient in the background. And it's lagging again. Okay. Yeah, this is what happened when you have a project this big. Some guitars. And up here we have this again, the kick drum, and I have a gated reverb on it. Where is it? So I put it's just fully wet. This kick drum here, and I throw a gate on it, so it just have like a bit of that reverb, and then just cut it. And I have this one shot kick drum.
You can't hide under your bed, and the shadows asking your head for an eternal tell me.
Alright, things are clipping. Let's see what I can turn off. Let me just turn this thing off. I don't think it's. I mean, it shouldn't be using any processing, but well, okay. And then we go to this chorus. Okay, so let's go to this chorus. I have to turn off a bunch of stuff because my CPU is absolutely not taking it. So what do we have here in the chorus? Let's go with the drum first. Yeah, so from here we have this transition. Right, so the real drum, the extra snare drum. And is that where's the normal drums? Somewhere. I mean, yeah, okay, this one is the normal. And then we have this later snare, which I towards the end, like I pitch shifted, just to add a bit of that motion. Like in the context, you don't really hear, even with just the drum, you barely hear that pitch shift happening. Right. But in the context of everything, like. Just have to turn off a bunch of stuff because everything is lagging. Which one is this? I guess you can delete this. Okay. Yeah. This is the one song where everything is just clipping. My CPU is just clipping. I don't know why. I mean, like based on like what the other stuff that I have here on the thing that's actually using the CPU, like these are very normal things that I usually do. So I don't know why. It's just like absolutely slamming everything that I have. Okay, let me just turn this. Okay, so the Pro MB on this thing is doing some, yeah. So on the tom bus, so we just have like some devil lock, a decapitator. This thing which I don't using. Okay, so what it's doing here is basically like it's when the tom hits, like it's open up this threshold to let the low end pump through, and then you just slam it right back so that it's just taming the low end, so you don't have this like extra boomy low on the tom that is not necessary for a track this dense. Okay, so for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna turn it off. Okay, so when I play everything, nah. So let's just go through each and individual part. Here's the drums. We have a lot of things going on here. Get this bell thingy again. Yeah, and this additional hi-hat. This one is also like her sample, and I just chopped it differently. Yeah. So there's some pitch shifting happening as well. Yeah, this thing just adds so much motion to it. Like if I have the drums without this. Right, let me have the drum. A bit uninspired, but when you put everything else together, and it's just getting busier and busier as the song is progressing towards the very end. Right, you have more toms coming in. Ghost note. very straightforward. And then comes in terms of the synthesizer, we have. Let me just do this again. In additional to everything else, we have this noise lead. From the look of how I named this, it seems like it's also another of her voice that I just distorted the living hell out of it. And up here we also have this additional violin-esque. Just to again add a bit of that texture. And this part here, instead of the staccato, we have just a straight chord. And during this part, let's see the bass. We have the bass is here. Yeah, same thing. And then towards the end, we have this Umansky bass. It's doing like this. Again, dotted eighth note that go with the guitar. Yeah, we have a lot of guitar going on. Very low tuning. I don't remember if was this on an 8-string guitar or the 7-string, and I like out tune it. Yeah. So what happened here? And some compression, some EQ, and then we have this orchestral guitar, which is a preset from Gojira, I think. And it was the guy from Loath. It had this very swelly ambient guitar preset that sounds really nice, and have this synth guitar. So I use this one quite a lot in my music in general, and in words, and in this record. Essentially, what it does is like these are like serum patches that I find that sound relatively close to what a DI would sound, like guitar DI, but definitely like it has that synthy kind of elements. And then I run it through the same guitar amps and guitar caps that I use for my guitar to, you know, like EQ match all this sound, and then so that they can coexist in the same basically like vein, right? Same principle as everything else, where if I'm gonna add an additional elements, like it should more or less like contributing to the whole picture, right? So if you play this guitar with this, right, this one has that like low rumbly guitar, and this is like the bright thing, and we have another same thing. I think this one is the same as guitar synth, but then it goes through the same preset. Then we have this like this is chords. Okay, no, this one is the down tune one. And I like to do this thing where you have like this one is like palm mute, and this one I just play like an open note so that you get the definition of the note, but then you still have that like this it's like I want to say rhythm, but like this groove from the palm muting one. So when all the guitars together, again, it's just like a wall of sound. So if we play everything, like if I turn off the guitar, okay, let's see if my CPU can handle it. Yeah. So for the guitar, we have so some snooze going, some EQ going on the guitar, nothing super crazy. Get some more EQ, and this thing just to add a bit of that sizzle. And I love this EQ on the guitar. It just brings out so much. Like if I play it. Yeah, like you bring out the top end of a bit of more sizzle. It helps us cut through the mix a bit more. Yeah, so that's the guitar. We have, what else do we have down here? Get some vocals. Let me just go to that later. Let's see what else we have. Ambient. Yeah, some more ambient. There's no orchestration during this part, I don't believe. Let's see. Yeah, there's no orchestration except for this impact. Right, and then the vocal. So what do we have?
In time, you will find your footing again.
So, look at this sausage. It's very compressed. It's very distorted and very compressed. Because this one, like,
In time, you will find your footing again. I'll be here to share your pain. Please don't be afraid. Stay here with me.
yeah, that sounds painful. I was just screaming the living hell out because I don't want it to sound like a scream, like like in like a black metal kind of scream. I want to hear like the melody and the scream and everything, and I have to like, and this is the first time of me trying to do something like this, and also like this is the first song. Yeah, technically the first song in the album that I record vocals. So my technique was not sharp yet. So when I record this one, like now I probably could have recorded a different take, but like it's already got it done. I don't really want to go back and redo the things that like my approach in like writing and composing music so up to this point so far is like I just go in, think of what I need to create, and then just trying to get the sound as best as I could during that moment, and then move on to the next project. And so I don't do demos. I don't do any of that things like all the guitar parts and whatnot. Like I learn it on the spot. I play it, and then by the time I finish the next song, I completely forgot what I've written the previous one. But the function of this one is just to add that grit for the main vocals so that it cuts through the mix. So it doesn't technically has to be perfect. So this is the vocal.
In time, you will find your footing again. I'll be here to share your pain. Please don't be afraid. Stay here with me.
And unlike other track, this one I render everything into just one vocal file, because like I already like EQ and compress them beforehand, and this was also the first track, so I was like, I'm just gonna calm everything together and just throw it into one vocal track. That's why like there's also like nothing here except a de-esser and a vocal writer. So yeah, if with these both sounding together, like the scream just add a bit of that just support.
In time, you will find your footing again. I'll be here to share your pain. Please don't be afraid. Stay here with me.
Yeah, because everything was so dense when I recorded this. Like I was like, when I do just the vocal, the singing, like it just did not cut through. It just could not cut through this wall of guitars. Yeah, and the other crazy things that happening up there. So like I need to layer some screaming just so that can get cut through the mix. But yeah, that was Square the Scar. I really love the song. It's probably one of the most important track on this record for me, in terms of like the lyrics and everything basically. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please go check out this song. Go check out Eulogy for Our Dying Stars. The album is out on everywhere, so you can stream it on your preferred streaming platform, or you can go buy it on Bandcamp and support me. That'd be really amazing. Yeah, and comment down below. Did you like the song? Did you hate it? What is the other songs that you like on this album? Or if you just really hate the album, you can also tell me. And yeah, and I'll see you guys next time on the next song, which will be Needles. So yeah, until then, stay safe, be kind, and have a good day. Cheers.